Alright, you lot, buckle up, because today I'm taking gloves off and throwing a few punches at latest pile of pixels masquerading as a game. We're diving deep into the cesspool of what's supposed to be the next big thing in Call of Duty's franchise, Black Ops 6. Ah yeah, beta's out and I've played it. But real question is, should you even bother? Now, I've been on this COD train since first stop back in 2003, and let me tell you, it's been a bumpy ride. From World War II trenches to space age lunacy, I've seen it all. I've shot Nazis, commies and everything in between. But recently I've been giving multiplayer a wide berth. Why? Because they're a good old French skill-based matchmaking, or SBMM for short. A mechanic so despised it could make Satan himself reconsider his career choices. The moment I got a whiff at strong SBMM in Cold War, I bolted faster than a rabbit in a greyhound track. Since then, it's been DMZ, zombies and campaign only for this grumpy old bastard. But hey, curiosity kills more than cats. And here I am, with Black Ops 6 beta loaded up. Welcome to my first impressions of Black Ops 6. Grab your drink, sit back, and get ready for some Yorkshire wisdom, or what's left of it after a few hours of this beta. But before we dive into this dumpster fire, don't forget to like, subscribe and all that bollocks. Helps channel grow, because apparently I need numbers to justify my grumpiness. Now let's get it over with. Right, so I fire up COD launcher, eager to see what Treyarch's cooked up this time, but of course, because Universe loves to take piss, it needs 4 bloody restarts just to install updates. I'm sat here thinking, great start lads, really inspires confidence. And just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, Launcher has nerve to tell me I don't have access to beta. Really? I only entered free beta code I got to download the fucking thing in the first place. So after 5th restart, yes, 5th, finally get in. But hold on, fun's just getting started. My controller decides to throw a tantrum because game, in its infinite wisdom, doesn't automatically detect that I'm using one. So I'm fumbling around settings like a fucking idiot, manually changing aim settings to controller. I mean seriously, it's 2024. If I start a game with a controller plugged in, how about you just assume I'm not planning on playing with my fucking feet? This kind of shit should have been sorted during alpha, let alone beta. But nah, let's make player jump through hoops right from fucking start. Brilliant move, Treyarch. Really keeps blood pressure in check. Anyway, we're finally in. Let's see if this beta's worth hassle or if it's just another excuse to wind me up. Let's talk graphics. You'd think after 4 years and 4,000 developers, Treyarch would have more to show than a graphics engine that's been beaten with fugly stick. But no, here we are, staring at a game that looks like it's been run through a toaster set to extra crispy. Now I've got my settings on high, and what do I see? Textures that look like they've been smeared in Vaseline and a colour palette straight out of a Saturday morning cartoon. I mean, come on, it feels like I'm playing a potato from 2010. It's like they hired Bob Ross and told him to paint a happy little accident, and then decided that would be final product. Half the time textures are so bad it's like game couldn't fucking be arsed to load them properly. And when they do load, they still look about as sharp as a wet sponge. Honestly, there's not like running around a map that looks like it's been stripped bare by herd-hungry termites. This is a game that's been in development for 4 years with 4,000 devs on payroll. What do they spend all that time on? Fucking lunch breaks. Look, I get it, art style is subjective. Some of you might like that cartoony feel. But let's be honest here, Black Ops 6 is supposed to be a fucking milsim now, right? That's what they keep telling us. We're going back to our roots, they said. We want realism, they said. Yeah, I bet those roots are rotting in a shallow grave alongside any hope for a gritty, realistic shooter. Cause this ain't it, Chief. This is Fortnite's ugly cousin after one too many rounds at pub. So Treyarch, here's a thought. Maybe, just maybe, next time spend a bit more on, I don't know, making the actual game look like it wasn't ripped from a PS2 demo disc? Or maybe ask your dev team to put down crayons and step away from Cartoon Network for a bit, yeah? Bottom line, Treyarch, if you're gonna make me slog through 5 launcher restarts and manual controller settings, at least give me something decent to look at. Right, let's move on to another pillar of gaming greatness. Sound design. Or in Black Ops 6 case, the absolute lack of it. Grab your earplugs, cause you're gonna need them. First things first, music, if you can call it that. More like migraine with a drum beat. You start game and what do you get? Blasted with what sounds like a mix between cat fighting a tumble dryer and a toddler smashing pots and pans. Treyarch, just cause I'm jumping into the game don't mean I need a fucking ears assaulted with whatever epic shit you've concocted. I'm here to shoot things, not attend a rave. And here's a thought. How about giving us option to mute that abomination right off bat? Cause I had to dive through more menus than a hungover waiter just to find mute button. Now, about game sounds. You know, stuff that actually matters. Footsteps? Barely a whisper. I've heard fucking farts louder than footsteps in this game. And trust me, in a shooter, being able to hear someone sneaking up behind you is kinda important. It's like the hired ninjas to do Foley work. And let's not forget those times when footsteps sound like they're coming from every direction at once. It's enemy in front of me, behind me, or inside my fucking head. You tell me, Treyarch. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about Watchdog Halo. You know, that little aerial annoyance buzzing around, getting away your position like some overzealous snitch. I'm all for a bit of tactical challenge, but those bleeps and squeaks, they sound like R2-D2 on a fucking rampage. And don't get me started on an announcer. Good old Frank Woods. Or should I say Rick Sanchez doing a half-assed impersonation after one too many shots of whiskey. I mean, seriously, bloke just wouldn't shut up. It sounds louder than a pissed-off Yorkshireman in a football match, and twice as fucking annoying. I'm supposed to be playing a military shooter, not starring in the latest episode of Rick and Morty Go to War. After one round of listening to him babble on, I had to mute dialogue entirely. Bastard wouldn't shut up, and all that chatter meant I couldn't even hear already faint footsteps properly. You know it's bad when best improvement you can make to a game is turning fucking sound off. I get it, Treyarch, you want to add some flavour to the game. But here's the thing, when your announcer makes me want to mute entire game, you've cocked up. I couldn't hear enemy footsteps half at time, cause Woods over here is too busy narrating every move like I'm a contestant in some twisted version of Big Brother. Enemy down. No shit, Sherlock, I just fucking shot the bastard. How about shutting your fucking gob and letting me focus on fucking gameplay? And speaking of gameplay audio, let's talk about gun sounds. I've heard more intimidating noises come out of a Nerf gun. Each shot should pack a punch, but instead it sounds like someone's firing a spud gun across field. And explosions? Don't even get me started. It's like a wet firecracker. Seriously, Treyarch, did you even bother to step outside and hear what real explosions sound like? Or were you too busy perfecting sound of your cash registers dinging with every fucking microtransaction? Honestly, Treyarch, you had one job. Make the sound immersive, not fucking infuriating. Yet here we are with audio design that makes you long for days of press start and silence. Listen, you lot, if you're planning on playing Black Ops 6, do yourself a favour and play it with volume down. Hell, maybe even mute the whole bloody thing and just play some decent music in background. Something that won't make you want to rip your ears off. Sound design here isn't just bad, it's full-blown audio disaster. I'd rather listen to my nan's karaoke rendition of Meatloaf than this rubbish. Next we're diving into gameplay of Black Ops 6. Or as I like to call it, how to turn a potential decent experience into a tedious slog. If you're hoping for a tactical masterpiece, you're about to be more disappointed than a camper that just got his claymore triggered by a passing breeze. First off, let's address Elephant in Room, Search and Destroy, or should I say Lacquerate. Game mode that was once a staple of Call of Duty's multiplayer experience. Mod that birthed 1,000 toxic lobbies and many lifelong friendships, just gone. And for what? To make room for glorified game mods that no one asked for. Honestly, it's like Treyarch decided to cut out steak and give you a plate of cold soggy chips instead. And while we're talking about stupid decisions, let's talk about fucking SBMM, or should I say EOMM, Engagement Optimized Matchmaking. Yeah, cause notes says fun like, hey, let's make every match feel like you're playing in finals of fucking World Championship. I'm here to unwind after a long day, not compete for a fucking Nobel Prize of tactical shooting. But to make things worse, they still have fucking disbanding lobbies. Remember days when you could settle in for a few rounds at same group, trash talk a bit, and maybe even make some mates along the way? Not anymore. Now it's more like speed dating with more rage and less wine. And spawns? Oh, the spawns. It's like they hired an intern to throw darts at fucking map to decide where you pop up. 1 second you're ready to get back into action, next you drop right in front of an enemy sniper who's been camping since fucking Stone Age. It's like games actively trying to get you killed before you even have a chance to blink. And don't dare expect any consistency either. You'll spawn in a different spot every fucking time. Usually right where you don't want to be. It's almost as if games got a sadistic sense of humour. Oh, you wanted to be near the objective. How about right next to this enemy with a shotgun instead? And for a game that's supposed to be a fast-paced tactical shooter, it sure feels like I'm wading through treacle. Movements are clunky as hell, like my operator's carrying a sack of spuds in each pocket. Trying to get from one side of the map to other is a right chore. Slow reloads, slow health regen, and an even slower TTK. Honestly, I've seen glaciers move faster. And don't even get me started on the fucking reload times. It's like they want you to take a nap every time you need to pop in a new mag. And reload cancelling? Pah, forget it. Apparently Treyarch decided that was too advanced for us simple folk. So now we're stuck watching our operator fiddle about with the guns like they're on a tea break. Enjoy getting caught with your pants down mid-reload because that feature's gone way the fucking dodo. And then there's best play at game, cause clearly best way to end a match is by showcasing some wanker in a bright pink bunny suit camping in corner. Oh, but look at the fancy skin. Isn't it lovely? No, it's not. I've seen enough of these ridiculous skins running around in game. I don't need to see it highlighted in slow motion. Now let's talk about players. And oh, what a fucking colourful bunch they are. On one side, you've got campers so entrenched they've practically set up fucking postcode. I mean, at this point, why even bother calling it multiplayer game? Just rename it hide and seek with guns. These blokes are like a bad smell that just won't go away. Instead of engaging in a proper firefight, they're huddled in darkest corner at map, waiting to pick off anyone who dares move, because running and gunning takes too much fucking skill, apparently. Seriously, what happened to thrill of charging into fray and actually doing something? Now it's about sitting still, hoping someone's gonna wander into line of sight. If you want a proper challenge, try playing against someone who actually fucking moves once in a while. And don't get me started on bunny hopping snipers. These clowns are bouncing around map like they're in a trampoline park, picking off people without even breaking a sweat. Watching them bounce around like they're auditioning for Cirque du Soleil while taking pot shots from a mile away is enough to make you question your life choices. I mean, come on, lads. If I wanted to watch a bunch of acrobats, I'd go to fucking circus. Skill gap in this game is wider than Grand Canyon. And I'm not talking about skill in a good way. It's either some hyperactive twat with reflexes or a cat on Red Bull, or a bloke who wouldn't know strategy if it walked up and slapped him in the fucking face. And best part? Objective play has become a myth. I've never seen such a bunch of players more obsessed with the KD stats than actually winning a game. I'm out there doing my best to play objective while everyone else is too busy trying to pad the kill count. Here's a pro tip for you. If your team's losing, it's probably because you're too busy trying to look cool on scoreboard instead of actually playing to win. It's called an objective mod for a reason. Play the fucking objective. Then there's the noob tube brigade. The return of grenade spamming and noob tubes, just what we needed. It's 2024 and somehow we're back to days of classic Modern Warfare 2 with everyone running around with the launchers out like it's Wild West. Except instead of 6 shooters, it's fucking underbarrel launcher. Did Treyarch just decide to throw balance out window and let everyone revert to the middle school tactics? You're not getting blown up by grenades, you're getting your head taken off by some numpty lobbing explosive rounds from across map. There's no strategy involved, just mindless spamming and hoping for a lucky kill. It's as if they've thrown any semblance to tactical gameplay out window and replaced it with sheer unfiltered chaos. Who thought that were a good idea? It's not tactical, it's not fun, it's just fucking annoying. Let's talk about movement. Yeah, Treyarch added Omni movement, which sounds fancy, right? Wrong. It's just another gimmick for campers and motion freaks to exploit. Sure, it's great if you're a masochist who enjoys contorting your thumbs into fucking pretzels. But for everyone else, it just means more headaches as you try to figure out where the hell everyone's coming from. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed using it. It's fun, but it benefits those campers way more than it should. Let's talk about maps. Or more accurately, collection of poorly designed, frustratingly unbalanced arenas that make Black Ops 6's multiplayer experience. If you thought game mechanics were a mess, just wait until you see what they've done with maps. They're not just bad, they're downright atrocious. First up we got Scud. Where do I begin? This map's essentially a sniper's wet dream. It's got more open sightlines than bloody rifle range. Whole place feels like it was designed by someone who's never actually played a first-person shooter before. It's a sniping gallery with little to no cover, making it a paradise for camping scope-happy crowd. It's like Treyarch took one look at map and thought, yeah, let's make this as painful as possible for everyone who dares to move. Next, let's look at Skyline. Now this one's a real piece of work. Spawn points are so messed up you'd think they were randomly placed by a toddler playing with map. You never know where you're gonna land. One minute you're in the middle of a firefight, next you're in the middle of a bloody void. Layout is all over the place. It's like they tried to combine a penthouse suite with a maze and just forgot to finish design. And what's with security switch? What is that even supposed to do? It's so bloody annoying and pointless, it's practically a hazard itself. I've seen less chaos than a tornado. Then we got Rewind. What a masterpiece of camping and frustration. This map's essentially another sniper's wet dream and a camper's paradise. 2 sightlines either side that are practically perfect for long-range shots and a middle section that's riddled with hiding spots. It's like playing a game of Find the Camper, except they're not even trying to hide. It's so easy to get locked into a battle or attrition where the only way to win is to out-camp other guy. Whole map just screams stay put and wait for someone to come in your sights. Finally, let's talk about Derelict. Now, don't get me wrong, there were moments of fun here, especially in modes like Team Deathmatch. It had traditional COD vibe that made it feel like a throwback to better times. But fuck me! The camping in objective mods was so rampant it sucked every ounce of fun out of it. It's like the map was designed to encourage players to camp in every possible corner, making any objective-based game mode a painful experience. COD used to stand for Call of Duty. Now it's more like camp or die. So the maps in Black Ops 6 are a complete disaster. They're either sniper havens, camping paradises, or just so poorly designed that you'll spend more time cursing at screen than actually enjoying the game. devs want to save game, they need to take a long hard look at the map design and maybe, just maybe, consider going back to the drawing board. Because right now it's a hot mess of frustration and bad design. So are these maps worth your time? Absolutely not. If you're looking for enjoyable, well-balanced maps, you might as well keep looking. Because right now, Black Ops 6 maps are all about camping, sniping and frustration. And that's not what Call of Duty should be about. So to sum it up, if you're hoping for a tactical shooter, you're in the wrong place. Black Ops 6 is just modern warfare with a fucking Black Ops sticker slapped on top. Trying to be everything and ends up being no. But hey, you like playing as a fucking Teletubby with a gun, more power to you. As for me, I'd rather gouge my fucking eyes out with a goddamn rusty spoon. I know what you're thinking, Scotty, is there actually anything good to say about this game? And my honest answer? Well, let's just say this part's going to be shorter than a fucking noob's life expectancy in a hardcore match. Now, I'll give it to them. Omni-movement mechanic is a bit alright. It's got potential, I'll say that. Being able to move in any direction without that annoying shuffle dance you used to do is pretty handy. Gives you a bit more control, a bit more fluidity, especially if you're trying to dodge those campers who set up shop like they're in permanent fucking staycation. And yeah, sure, it does make you feel like a bit of a ninja at times. But let's not get carried away. It's a double-edged sword, really. Great if you're a master of thumb dexterity, and a fucking nightmare for the rest of us normal humans who don't spend 18 hours a day perfecting our slide cancels. Now, let's see. What else can we scrape from the bottom of this barrel? Ah, right, weapon customizations. I know. Customization ain't exactly groundbreaking feature these days, but credit where it's due, Gunsmith's feature is robust. You've got plenty of attachments to choose from: scopes, grips, mags, underbarrels, barrel mods, you name it. You can turn your humble M4 into a bloody laser beam if you fancy. Or if you're like me, you'll end up spending 20 minutes tweaking and tuning your loadout until you get blasted in the face by a fucking shotgun wielding maniac the moment you step into the battlefield. And let's not forget camouflage skin. Oh yeah, cause no screams serious military shooter like running around with a rifle that looks like it's been covered in fucking unicorn shit and dipped in glitter. But hey, at least there's decent variety. And I suppose it gives you something to grind for if you're into that sort of thing. So there you have it, some small glimmers of gold in an otherwise steaming pile of shit. Omni movement's a nice touch, weapon customization's fun for those of you who like to tinker. But don't let those little sprinkles of joy fool you into thinking the whole cake is worth eating. Real cherry on shit Sunday is how community has been divided by its skill-based matchmaking. It's supposed to make game more fair, but what it actually does is create a pressure cooker environment where every game feels like a bloody finals or an esports tournament. No room for fun, no room for learning, no room for hope but sweating your bollocks off just to keep up. And God forbid you have a couple of good games in a row. Next thing you know, you're in sweatiest lobby imaginable, getting your ass handed to you by some bloke who plays 12 hours a day and dreams of being next Twitch sensation. So where does that leave us? I've got a game that's supposed to bring people together but instead tears them apart. A game that could be about teamwork and camaraderie, but ends up fostering hostility and division. And it's not players' fault, really. It's bloody game's design. It's monetization, it's matchmaking. It's complete lack of any effort from Activision to create a positive, welcoming environment. Honestly, at this point, I don't know what to tell you. If you come into Black Ops 6 looking for a friendly community or a chance to make some new mates, you're better off joining a fight club. At least there you'd have some rules. But if you're like me, grumpy old sod who's seen it all and just wants to have a bit of fun while shouting at some strangers on the internet, well, this game might just be perfect for you. After all, it's not like there are many other options out there. At least not ones with a zombie mode. Alright, here we are, final verdict. After tearing apart graphics, audio, gameplay, community, maps, what's left to say about Black Ops 6? Let's be honest folks, this game is shaping up to be more of a train wreck than a blockbuster. Between lackluster graphics that look like they've been plucked from a cartoon, infuriating audio that makes you want to throw your headset out a window, and gameplay that's as clunky as a shopping trolley with a busted wheel, there's not much to be excited about. Maps? Complete disaster. If you're a fan of snipers, campers and chaotic spawns, congratulations, you've hit the jackpot. For rest of us, it's like being thrown into a blender of frustration and confusion. And don't even get me started on multiplayer community. Campers, bunny hoppers, grenade spammers, it's like Treyarch deliberately set out to create most annoying player base imaginable. But here's the thing, despite all crap I've ranted about, I'm not here to tell you not to play the game. Far from it. You're into Call of Duty and you're curious about Black Ops 6. Gear to go. Try out beta. See for yourself if it's your cup of tea. Maybe you'll find something I missed, or maybe you'll agree with every point I've made. Either way, don't let my grumbling dissuade you from forming your own opinion. As for me, I'm sticking with zombies and campaign if story's any good. Multiplayer's a dead game, as kids say, and I won't be paying for another Call of Duty title ever. I have Game Pass. SBMM and sheer mess at recent entries have soured my experience, and frankly I'm not holding my breath for any comeback. So there you have it, Black Ops 6 in a nutshell. Bit of a letdown, but hey, that's just my take. Smash that like button, hit subscribe and leave a comment below with your thoughts on gaming stories. Might just feature them on channel. I'll see you next time, you magnificent